2007, Furman University was one of the charter signatories of the President's Climate Commitment. We have committed to being carbon neutral by 2026. So I challenged my first year class to go out and collect stories about what we're doing here on campus. Here are their stories.
With the Furman Farm, we collect the compost, or the dining hall food waste, from the cafeteria. And from that point, we turn it into a good, rich, organic compost. Prior to 2008, all of that food waste used to go to the dumpster. So therefore, ultimately, it would wind up into the landfill. And going to the landfill, that would produce the wrong type of carbon footprint. So now that food waste becomes energy. With the composting cycle, it's very easy. We just simply gather it, and when we gather that compost, it's about 26.7 tons per year. That's food waste alone. In addition to that, we add the other things like straw, leaves, hay, dryer lint, coffee grounds, tea bags, a number of different things. My name is Bruce Adams, and I'm the farm manager here at the Furman Farm. With the farm, we have a 1/4 acre that's behind me here.
We spoke to Bruce at the Furman Farm about what the farm can do in the fight against climate change.
We grow it through organic methods and practices. So there's 3 big components there: fresh, local, and organic. Fresh because people on Furman campus can go to school here and we can commute back and forth and know that we're growing fresh vegetables right here on this property. Organic because we use the organic methods and practices, no chemicals, no pesticides. We're already saving on a huge positive footprint there. And also it's not having to be shipped in from places that are not so local. This time of year, we're getting fresh things.
So I'm Brad Harmon, and I'm the director of Furman's Engaged Living program, and we created the ECOS program at Furman to introduce first-year students to the idea of sustainability, to really help them take what they learn in the classroom, apply it to the real-world settings so they can go out and help address climate change both at Furman and beyond.
Hi, I'm Josie.
I'm Ellie. And I'm Elizabeth.
We live in the Greenbelt community.
Let me show you our eco cottage.
We live in eco cabins which feature many sustainable designs.
For example, our porch's overhang keeps sunlight out in the summer while letting it in during the winter to help regulate the temperature of the house so we don't have to use so much energy for heating and cooling.
We have solar panels on our roof which actually generate our hot water. In a 20-year period, we can save 50 tons of greenhouse gas emissions associated with generating electricity.
The Greenbelt is a group of sustainability-minded students on campus that work together to bring about change and aspire to live a more sustainable lifestyle and lessen their environmental impact.
Hi, my name is Yancy Fouché. I'm the Associate Director for the SHI Center for Sustainability here at Furman University. The SHI Center is an academic center whose mission is to promote the interdisciplinary study and practice of sustainability, both on Furman's campus and in the greater community. So we engage with a lot of issues around sustainability, including climate change and other topics that affect climate change. Finally, the center runs a program called the Community Conservation Corps. And this is a really innovative program that helps to weatherize or provide energy efficiency improvements to homes of low-income homeowners in the Greenville area. And so there are great benefits to those residents for their energy costs being lowered, so their monthly bills are lower, and then also they save energy and electricity and therefore carbon emissions through those improvements. And Furman is actually able to receive credit for those reductions in our greenhouse gas inventory.
I'm Wade Worthen, Professor of Biology at Furman University and Director of the Lake Restoration Task Force. Since its construction in the late 1950s, Furman Lake was used for a variety of recreational activities. In the late 70s, early 80s, and into the 90s, the siltation of the lake reduced water quality, and in addition there were literally hundreds of geese and other waterfowl polluting the lake with their feces. Since 2006, we have reduced the goose population. We have added a vegetative border along the north shore of the lake, and we have added bubblers to reduce algal growth. The water quality has improved dramatically, but it is still unsafe for extensive human contact. But we hope, as the lake restoration moves forward and the revegetation of the rest of the perimeter is completed, that the lake water quality might increase to the point where we could use it for recreation once again.
Welcome to the Herman W. Lay Physical Activity Center, more affectionately known as the PAC. The PAC is home to some of Furman's oldest and most efficient sustainability initiatives, including a large photovoltaic array located on the roof and the re-ref system located on the workout floor.
On a sunny day, the PAC's photovoltaic system can produce up to 95 kilowatts of clean electrical energy, which is then used to power the PAC, and any excess will be distributed back into Furman's main power grid.
Now here to talk about the re-ref system is Dr. Owen McFadden.
The re-rev system was put in about 4 or 5 years ago. It is tied to our elliptical trainers, and as students use the elliptical trainers, it is wired to our electrical grid. Okay, so the energy that is created by the students using the fitness equipment gets stored, on the Furman grid. Okay, which helps reduce our dependency on, outside electricity.
Hello, I'm Stephanie, and welcome to Furman's Living Machine. Let's go inside and take a look.
Welcome to Furman's Living Machine. This is what's called a tidal wetland wastewater treatment facility. It's a pretty unique feature actually to find on a college campus. This facility here takes the wastewater from our science center and our physical activity center and treats it here on site through the use of these plants as well as bacteria colonies that live on this stone aggregate. The wastewater comes in, it goes up and down like a tidal cycle. The bacteria act on it. Some of it gets converted to nitrogen gas through a process called denitrification. Some of it gets converted into nitrate, which is then utilized by these plants. The finished product that comes in is actually a relatively clear, transparent water compared to the raw sewage we saw before. And the beauty of it is it gets pumped back into our toilets to be reused again in a nice closed-loop system. Saves us water, saves us energy, good for the environment. This is the Living Machine.